Look, you wanna know the half if I said that I gave you my everything? But that's the only way that we see the dream. So I put work in 25/8. There's not enough hours in a day. Just making sure in the end our bank account is ironed out and the money's all straight. Putting that overtime, yeah, we overgrind till we overshine. They really don't understand that shit'll blow up if you go over mine. These squares think shit's sweet. Nah, this ain't an hour later. We'll take ours now, scratch later, cause y'all don't give us any favors. I just do it for my people, cause they really don't see the sequel, no. So I put in work, 25/8, make sure in the end that we all straight, whatever it takes to make us great again.
You know, we are living in extraordinary times. There's unrest across our nation. We're connected by technology in ways that are unimaginable, but somehow we are still disconnected from the humanity, the very humanity that binds us. From Gucci to the governor of Virginia, in our news most recently, people are grappling with what does it mean to be a leader? What does it mean, for example, for a large conglomerate, a corporation, to make a misstep and a mistake in the world of marketing? And who's responsible for those decisions? I want you to think about, during the time that I'm here with you, what leadership is and what it looks like in your own life. If you know yourself to be a leader, if you feel deep in your soul and in your heart that you're a leader, raise your hand. Consider that your classmates, your colleagues might see you as the leader that you don't even know you are yet. So my father was born in 1936 in Itta, Mississippi. He was born to Eileen and Dennis Bevel. They were sharecroppers. My grandfather had been enslaved on a cotton plantation. He was born in 1837. My father worked in cotton fields and in steel mills. He went away he joined the Navy, and before that he was educated at segregated schools in the South and in Cleveland, Ohio. And while in the Navy, he was called to go to a theological seminary. Decided that he wanted to pursue a passion of following God. He thought he was going to be a singer for a brief stint in between all of that, and ran across the works of Gandhi. So here's this little boy in a cotton field in the middle of Alabama who had no idea that there was leadership, had no idea that there was a leader burning inside of him. That's unlikely leadership. When he was arrested as a freedom rider in the 1960s, those were the young people who were integrating interstate buses. Some of you have probably seen images of Greyhound buses charred and burned, just the skeleton. That's the work that he was doing. At the bottom, he's speaking in Selma, and of course, to my far left, he's there with Dr. King. So this unlikely leader, this little boy on a cotton plantation in the sweltering sun, ultimately became the architect of the 1963 Children's Crusade in Birmingham, where little children were in the streets and they were hosed down and attacked by dogs.
There's nothing you can do once the students start moving. The principal, the teachers, and everybody had to step aside.
I work at track stop and keep going. And I walk around the building, and I came right back at him when you got about 2 children left in the class today. Everybody's gone. I'm sure that morning Bevel was nervous about who was going to show up. At first there were a few, then there were hundreds, then there were thousands. We heard that kids were coming in from all over the city. And when we heard that they were coming in from out of town, we got more excited.
I have two cars. They said, okay, we need you to drive the faculty. There's some students outside the classroom that won't go back in. Lo and behold, when I got out of the faculty, the whole campus was outside of the building. And they all said, we're going to Birmingham.
He was the first to call for a march from Selma to Montgomery. How many people saw the film Selma in this room? Yeah? Common, the Grammy, Emmy, and now Academy Award-winning artist, portrays my father in that film. So this little boy, this unlikely leader, on a cotton plantation, sharecropping, becomes someone who changes the world. So when we think about unlikely leadership, You know, often we think that we have to wait until we reach some type of stature. We have to have some type of educational attainment. We have to have some degrees. We have to have some kind of hierarchical presence in a law firm. We have to be partner. But in reality, unlikely leadership looks just like that. Thousands of children, 3,000 at one point, arrested, children who were 5 and 10 and 15, who said that I'm going to be a leader in this moment because my freedom depends on it. And when I think about what leadership looks like in the context of us discovering ourselves, and my mom, along with a couple hundred other young white people, white Jewish people, decided that they were going to respond to what was happening in DC because Dr. King had just been assassinated. True leadership. What called them? What made all of these young people who were in their 20s, some of them recent college graduates, take to the streets? Attorneys and physicians, and just ordinary college students. That's leadership. And now here's my story. So I'm the taller one. I'm not the taller one anymore. My sister Bacardi is about 5.5 inches taller than I am now. But what's most important about this image is the porch that's behind us. Do you see the porch that's right behind us? He's not sitting there right now. But on that porch, most days that we walked to and from school, was Mr. Jack. He was our right next door neighbor, wasn't too excited when we moved into the neighborhood. And he would sit on his porch, and he'd be scowling. Beads of sweat dripping down his face. And he'd be holding a double-barreled shotgun. And he'd point it at us as we walked to and from school. He was there like the sun. The sun rose and Mr. Jack was on that porch. Now you might think the lesson was about Mr. Jack on that porch and what I discovered about leadership. But it wasn't about Mr. Jack. It was a story, and it was what our mother said about Mr. Jack. She said, girls, Mr. Jack is sitting on that porch, and he is mired in hatred and racism and bigotry, and that is his problem. She also said something else that was really key. She said, we need to separate his behavior from who he is. Now I was 6 and 7, so I was having a real difficult time separating anything from Mr. Jack and that gun. But someone mentioned empathy as a trait of leadership. So right there in front of that porch, as a 6-year-old, as a 7-year-old, I discovered empathy. I discovered understanding. I also discovered resilience, right? Because I still had to walk to and from school, and he was there every single day. I didn't know in that moment that what was happening right behind my house, right behind me, was building me up for leadership. At the time, I felt powerless. I felt scared. I felt angry. I was confused. I wasn't quite sure why he hated us so much. And when I think about the work that I do now, the way that I walk in the world and connect with people, a lot of that has to do with Mr. Jack. Because what I do know about being a leader is that before we can reach out and connect with anyone else, we have to do a little bit of self-discovery. Right? Can't possibly lead unless we know who we are and what we're supposed to be doing in this world. That was in Memphis, Tennessee. And things didn't get much better. We were living in abject poverty, standing in food stamp lines, roaches in the refrigerator. I don't know if anyone's heard stories. I'm old enough to be your parent. My sons are 30 and 26. So I don't know if anyone, parents or grandparents, have told them stories about government cheese and powdered milk that never quite dissolved, someone's nodding their head, never quite dissolved in water. So that was our experience. And there was nothing about that experience that let me know that I would be a leader. I didn't know I was powerful. I had no idea. You're standing in a welfare line, you've got welfare workers coming to the house. I remember a welfare worker came to the house once, and they were trying to determine how much our house was worth. So there was a television set inside, had no sound, had no picture. And she came in and she said, that is an asset. Now I'm not quite sure what the value of that asset was, right? And so every time they would come in, I felt dehumanized. felt demoralized. I had no idea that that experience, an ordinary little girl, having an extraordinary circumstance, navigating it the best way that I could, would ultimately know that that was leadership. Because that's resilience, right? That's perseverance. That's standing up in the face of someone trying to put the entire family down, us maybe losing a home, not having food to eat or clothes to wear. By the time I got to college, and I was excited to be in college, we didn't really talk about educational pursuits in the house. Our mom would walk us to school board and city council meetings. So she didn't necessarily tell us we needed to go to college, but we knew that it was important because we were always in school board and city council meetings. And there was no money. So what we did know is that we needed to have scholarships if we were going to college. And so I did. So I got a scholarship, and I'm at the University of Memphis, and then I'm pregnant. And I'm 19. And the most difficult thing I had to do was walk around to all of my professors and tell them that I was going to be having a child in March. And what really mattered to me then, I'm not really sure why, but it was in my head, I didn't want to be a teenage parent, so I really wanted to turn 20. So all I kept thinking about was I need to be 20 before he is born. I was. He was born 2 weeks after I turned 20. But when I went around to all of my professors, what I thought was going to happen is that they would, give me this look of pity and sorrow, that they might tell me, well, I'm not sure how you're going to finish college because I don't know how you're going to manage. We don't have childcare on this campus. There are no facilities. We don't have a support system for you. And not one single professor did that. Every single professor that I went to, all 6 of them, they said, how can I help? What can I do? Do you need to take an exam early? Do you need to cover this in summer school? And I didn't know that as I walked from office to office, that was leadership. Because I was embarrassed. I had so much shame. I had no idea how I was going to take care of myself as a child. I was a college student. I had professors that let me bring them to class. I would sit in the back of the classroom breastfeeding and taking notes. He grew up in a building kind of like this, in a student union center. I remember he had just gotten over, I don't know, chickenpox or measles or something, but he couldn't go back to school just yet, and I had finals. And my classmates, we traded him off the whole day so I could get my finals done. And that's leadership, because that's collaboration, and that's understanding, and that's perseverance, right? So what I want you to do is think for a moment, and it doesn't have to be some extraordinary, debilitating experience in your life, but a time when you realized that journey, that mountain, that whatever that burden was, it set you up, not for further disappointment, but it set you up for leadership. What I thought about was every single step that I had taken up until that point that led me to leadership. And those moments that I thought were there to trip me up, where I was stumbling, where I felt disempowered, where I felt hurt, where I felt alone, every single one of those was leading up actually to this moment, and to every single moment that I have moving forward. And when I think about leadership, right? Leadership isn't just about holding ourselves accountable, but it's about holding other people accountable.
Thank you for being here, first and foremost. I really do appreciate you being here. I've seen you on YouTube. I freaking love you. So I'm glad that you're actually here to hear you speak. All of what you were saying literally lined up with all of my experiences right now. I'm sitting here so engulfed in what you were saying pretty much. So my question for you is this. I do have a podcast called People in Mind, and what we strive to do is pretty much have all things considered. There's a lot of things, especially like your very background is like levels of intersectionality, like you're half black, half white, and having been through all of the things you've been through, help all the things that you've helped, you proclaim yourself as a straight ally, and you're so big on personal development. And that's pretty much engulfing all the things that we want to do. So I want to ask you, how do we keep the people in mind with things like, say for example, like diversity and inclusion, and making sure that we are recognizing all these different needs in people? Because I do remember you saying that you're big on equity, and that's something that I always say is like really more important than equality. Because equality is giving each person a cinder block, equity is giving each person 1, 2, 3 according to their needs. So how do we, what's your best advice in doing that and keeping the people in mind?
And do you mean that, and so your podcast, is it broader than the campus community? Is it?
Well, we are UCF students, but
UCF
not
students?
like strictly affiliated. So we're trying to, it's like a platform that we want to pretty much bring conversation. We like to have like differing views, which is where diversity like and the inclusion like comes in. Like we want to make sure that we're actively and like appropriately reaching people, not because like holding people accountable, calling them out and calling them in. That's what we want to do. That's what I was doing. That's what we want to do. So I would really love your advice and like how we could like really appropriately do that. To do what we need to do in calling out and calling them in.
Right. So so part of that calling out and calling in is having meeting people where they are. Mm-hmm. Right. I think it's really easy. My White and Wool campaign is a really good example. I was going to talk about that, but I changed my mind because there's someone else who's going to talk a little bit about that, and I don't want to steal her thunder. But part of this being a leader, meeting people where they are, and recognizing, like what I recognize about myself, I'm informed today about a myriad of things, but 5 years ago or even yesterday, I didn't have that same information. And I think sometimes, I know I check myself on this all the time, because I move with what Dr. King talked about is the fierce urgency of it now. I want it to happen. I want everybody to be on board. I want you to see it. I want you to be woke. And that's not fair.
It's not.
Right? It's taken us our lifetimes. Whatever lifetime we have, whether you're 27, me, I just celebrated my 50th trip around the sun last year. So I got 5 decades on this planet. But whatever time that is, it's taken me this entire lifetime to be who I am. Why would you expect me to change overnight because you give me some new information of enlightenment, right? Why would I expect you to change overnight just because I'm enlightened?
Yeah.
So part of it is really listening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Listening to what people are saying and recognizing that we can have differing opinions and still find common ground. So if I had been a little older when Mr. Jack was behind me on that porch, we might have had a conversation about something else, and we were never going to agree on race relations. Mm-hmm. He was real unhappy with some little black girls who lived next door, right? But we might have connected on gardening. Mr. Jack had a grandson. There might have been something else we connected on. So what I would suggest is, it's very easy, and I think too easy, to say, I've got this platform, I've got this perspective, I'm going to give you this information, I'm going to give you statistical and anecdotal evidence, and you should be forever changed and transformed. As opposed to asking the questions, right? So share with me, why do you believe that?
Yep.
What has happened in your life that's led you to that perspective? And I assure you that along the way, you will find some common ground. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, we have these different experiences. The difference between, you brought up my racial heritage. So the difference between black enslavement and the Middle Passage and the Holocaust, they are not the exact same experience, but the pain and horror is the same, right? The oppression and then the liberation and what that feels like, that's what's the same. So we spent a little bit more time trying to connect on where those points of commonality are, as opposed to trying to be right. Because we want to be right? We want to be right. And you made a great point about equity and equality. But everybody's not there. And in the field that I'm in, diversity and inclusion, I have to remember that. When I go into corporate spaces of an organization that's been around for 125 years, and I'm talking to 50 white men, and I walk in looking like this, with curly hair and all brown, and maybe they've never even seen anyone like me in leadership. I've got to meet them where they are. And I've got to recognize that they have had a set of experiences, life experiences, that have led them to that place. And I can't discount those experiences. What I can do is say, might I offer? May I share with you? So sometimes it's the language we use, right? Might I suggest? Would you? Can I? As opposed to, look at this. You better get with this program. You need to get woke. As opposed to, let me share some information. And the other thing that we can do that I think is so valuable, when we share our own experiences, when we dare be vulnerable, because leadership is about vulnerability. It is about strength, but it is about vulnerability. When we dare be vulnerable, when I stand on a stage and I say I'm a survivor of incest, and I share my experience of being in college, scared and pregnant with a child, that's vulnerability. But it connects, not because you have that exact same experience, but you know that emotion, right? You know that fear, you know that perseverance. So those would be the things that I would suggest.
Hi, it's Mila G checking in for the PNM podcast, and we have the lovely Chevara Orrin with us. She was here at UCF campus doing a leadership conference, doing things regarding lead scholars, and she was trying to tell us about inclusivity, diversity, and all these lovely things about personal development. I would just love to just introduce you guys to her, follow her. She is on Instagram, she's on LinkedIn. She does have a lot of speeches that you guys do need to listen to. I would love to get you guys to know her. All things considered
with the people in mind.